Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kelvin P. Ringo, Prince of Positive, coming to you once again from Liverpool, New York. It's wonderful Liverpool, New York. It's lovely Liverpool, New York. It's colder than heck Liverpool, New York last couple of days. But I am here again with you with Intensely Positive Podcast, Evening Edition. Now, you probably caught on to that, right? You know what the evening edition thing is, right? That means that I didn't do what I needed to do in order to get it out in the morning, so it comes out to you at 6 o'clock like it's posted to. Posted to? Like I wrote. 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning? Because I have a ridiculous number of things to do on Thursday, and for some reason I haven't managed to put it together on Tuesday or Wednesday yet, for the most part. However, if I don't get it out Friday morning, I have a personal challenge from my friend Josh, who is also my co-podcast partner on JKWD Podcast, Josh and Kelvin World Domination, teaching you about better humanhood and dominating your world. Anyway, Josh is kind of my accountability partner, so when I don't get my podcast out on time on Friday morning, he torments me terribly, whether he's there or not, on whether or not I get it out before, because Friday lasts all day, right? There's 24 hours involved in that. So if I get it out before midnight, then I win. He wins. He stops sending me all his funny faces that he does on these iPhone chat things he does. But it's really great. But it's great to have that kind of partner. But last week, we talked about doing it alone, and we almost got to talk about doing it alone, but I talked about why I did it alone. I talked about how good I was at doing it alone, about not needing anybody else's help, about deciding definitively that I would not need anybody else's help and I would do this stuff all myself. That podcast lasted under 5 minutes, and if you haven't listened to it, go back and check that out. Episode 34, Doing It Alone. Welcome to the Intensely Positive Podcast with your host, Kelvin P. Ringo. Preset your mindset to make every day count and make positivity your way of life. Are you ready?
Let's just do this.
But here is a thing about doing it alone. Are you ready for this? It will kill you. It will drive you nuts. It will frustrate you to no end. And in many cases, it will make you a very unpleasant person to be around. Let's take me, for instance. Now, I know you can't possibly imagine me being an unpleasant person to be around. I do have children who you can check with to find out if that's ever happened. And chances are you will get a reading from them that says there have been a time or two in their lives when I was not a pleasant person to be around. They're mistaken. They misinterpreted, of course. But they'll tell you that was the case. But here is this. Stress is wonderful. In my particular case, you've probably known, if you've known anything about what I do, that I do a number of things. I'm a professional photographer. I'm a life coach. I'm a professional speaker. I tend to like to be the president or the board of a number of organizations. For instance, I am now president of my local Toastmasters club. Awesome club, Empire Statesman Toastmasters, right here in sunny Syracuse. Look us up. We rock. I used to do my taxes every year. I used to get the brand new J.K. Lasser. Do they even make that anymore? Get that book every year and do my own taxes because I wanted to be self-sufficient. I write my own books. Okay, usually I write my own books, but I haven't been getting to the writing part because you know what? Here's the thing about doing it all alone, doing it by yourself. There's only 27 hours in a day. Oh, no, that's how many I try to put in. There's only 24 hours in a day, and some of them are required for sleep. You cannot possibly do everything there is. Plus, there's a lot of things you can learn so that you can make it scalable. But guess what? You got to have time to learn it. Doing it alone means, for the most part, it's not scalable. You're going to drive yourself nuts. There's 5 hats at least to any endeavor you're going to do. If you're going to do a business, there's marketing, there's actually doing the business, there's follow-up, there's quality control, there's advertising, customer relations, shipping, all kinds of hats. So let's take all those things that I like to do. Professional photographer, professional speaker, life coach, blog post writer, podcaster, all those hats for each one of those things. Where in the world does all the time come from? Doing it alone, the time doesn't come. What ends up happening is you do a couple of things really, really well and a bunch of things badly. And strangely enough, you can become known for each of those areas, doing things badly and doing things really, really well. But generally speaking, the result is not what we're looking for on the things where we're doing badly. So this is what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was sitting around thinking about all the things that I do, and I said to myself, holy smoke, there is not enough time in a day for me to do all this stuff. Plus, just between the two of us, or maybe the 1,000 of us, depending on who's listening to this, my organizational skills aren't the most powerful. Which means I can have a piece of paper in my hand, look at it, set it down, and I can never find it again for like 6 months. And then I find it accidentally. It just makes it tough. The thing that I tell people all the time is, you know what? I can lose a piece of paper while it's in my hand. It takes talent to do that. However, it is not very conducive to productivity. So as I've said before, doing it all alone, there's several reasons why people would choose to do things alone. I gave you some reasons from my life and why I turned into the person who needed to do things myself, who needed to do things so that I did not need somebody else's help. I've gotten over that a little bit. I mean, it's a work in progress. But there are other reasons why people don't want to work with you. Let's say maybe you're actually the kind of person who doesn't like to have your work or your ideas challenged. You want to do it this way, your way, the only way, and people might not agree with you. Which means that somebody's going to be giving you advice or input to the contrary of what you want to do. And some people just don't like that. So let's do it myself. Perhaps you're working on something that you feel is very, very private. And you don't want people to know about your life. Well, if you're going to be putting it out to the public, they're going to figure it out eventually. So you may as well let somebody else in on that. Maybe you're worried about somebody stealing your idea. Newsflash. Nothing original under the sun anymore. I'm pretty much figuring it out. And as soon as you put it on Twitter, it's gone anyway. So the best you can do is put your idea out there. Make sure that people know it's from you. And you develop a relationship around that idea with the people that you want to talk to. And that talk with. And talk about. I mean, talk about not in a negative way. I mean, the people you want to promote or to put before your audience as the kind of people that you want to associate with and the kind of ideas that you like to associate with. Here's another reason not to do it alone. Just so you realize it, you don't know everything. I spent 6 months in an incredible mastermind group, and one of the things they used to say was, nobody makes it without a mastermind group. I fought them tooth and nail on that for about 4.5 months. And then I said to myself, they're right. Because a mastermind doesn't have to be, I had a concept of a mastermind. A mastermind, a bunch of people who sit around telling you what to do and how to do it and giving you ideas and stuff like that. And no, I know what my ideas are. But the fact of the matter is, in any venture, there's more than one piece to it. Can you imagine whoever came up with the idea of Google trying to put Google together all by themselves, all the stuff that they do on all the platforms and all the areas in the world? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine any company one person trying to do all that? No, can't do it. Some of the stuff has got to go someplace else. And guess what? There are people who are better at advertising and promotion than I am. I know it's hard to believe, swear, honest, but there are people who are better at it than I am. And not only that, if I have enlisted some of those people in my group, in my mastermind group, you know what? They can say things about me that I can't say about me, because if it comes from me, it's pig-headed or it's egotistical or it's conceited. But if they're saying it about me, they're using words that have come from someone else, their observations, their research, their whatever that is. You can't do it alone. Marketing yourself alone is very, very, very difficult, because not only do most people are not able to look at themselves objectively in that way, but when they do start looking at themselves that way, they start to feel conceited. Oh, I can't say that about myself. I mean, oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how many people I've helped with a resume that couldn't say to the people that they're writing the resume for, I rock. I do this kind of thing all the time. This is the thing I specialize at. This is the kind of thing I'm really good at. I'm really good at solving problems. I fix problems. That sounds conceited if you're saying it. But there's ways to say that. But those are the things you really were trying to get hired for, aren't you? Those are the things you're trying to get known for, the things that you do best. Then there's fear, There's fear. I don't want them to know I'm working on this, because if I don't do it right, if I don't make it perfect, they're going to think I'm stupid or inadequate or not smart or not organized or guess what? If you're not letting anybody help you, chances are they've already figured that stuff out. I've been going to write a book now for years. I got people who were waiting on my book. I actually had one written once, but the quality didn't end up being exactly, it didn't end up being close to what I wanted it to be. So I took it off the market. I took it off Kindle, and I'm rewriting it. I've been rewriting it now for about 4 years, but there's only 24 hours in a day. You remember all those 5 things I do and all those hats? Now I know what you're saying. It's right back here in the corner. Somebody said, Kelvin, you could always stop doing so much stuff and just focus on one. And this is what I have to say to you. No, I can't. And the reason I can't is because everything that I do is a part of what I do. I work with people with their self-image and their mindset, and everything I do, photography, life coaching, speaking, is all a part of that. So I can't give that up. That's what I tell myself. I don't want to give that up. I don't want to focus on just one little piece of that, because it's all integral to me in my mind and the things that I do. So therefore, I need to find a way to organize that to make it work better. And I can't do that if I'm trying to do it all alone. And neither can you. So if you've been trying to get something out for the last, 5 years, it's a great idea. You're just working on it and you keep doing it. And then you have to stop and you have to go do this other thing. And, now you got to go. Oh, man, now you got to write this piece of this promo for this other thing that you're doing. And you just can't get the editing right. And, now you got to stop and go do your other job. If you're trying to do that and you haven't been able to get that thing out, that thing that is so very, very important to you, that thing that you think can help change the world, but we are stuck. Notice I say we. I'm throwing myself in there. Don't want you to think I'm talking about just you, because I know how y'all are. But that thing that we are so passionate about, we are refusing to let other people in our lives help us to put that stuff together. And therefore, it stays stuck, which means, you know what? That gift we have for the world isn't getting out to the world, which means the people we could be helping, we're not, because we're stuck here in our own little worlds going, I want to do this myself. Oh, it's just that not the epitome of selfishness. I want all the credit. Don't get me wrong. I love credit. But I also love people going, that makes sense to me. I saw what you wrote. Someone helped you publish. It finally got to me so I could see the ideas you had in your mind. And now I get it. But if I don't ever relinquish a little bit of control of it, they're never going to get it. Because it's going to be stuck on my desk, lost under this pile of papers over here because I tried to do it all alone. So what are we trying to say today? Well, get some help. Now, personally, I told you my organizational skills were just incredible, right? Like nothing. So I actually enlisted the aid of a young lady recently who is uber organized. Even though she's having a little tough time wading through some of the things I put in front of her because I have been disorganized for a long time. But we're putting that together. And her job is to make sure that I can find the things I need to find. That's it. To categorize it, to catalog it, and to put it in a way that I can get to it when I need it. And then we're going to hire her to come back every once in a while and make sure that I haven't completely screwed up the system she puts in place for me. Because that's just the way it is. And you know what? That's going to cost me a little bit of money. But you know what? I started looking at what it's costing me because I'm not able to get my product out, to get my word out, to get my speeches out, to get the course out that I want to help people free up their mindset, to say the things to the people in the world that I want to say that will help them. What is it costing me and them? Because I'm trying to do it all myself. And you know what? The answer to that is huge. It's costing all of us a lot. So I hereby tell you that I am not going to be doing it all myself again. I am going to elicit the help I need. I have actually started getting the help that I need to get me through the things that I need to do. You know, I've got my podcast partner, Josh Shear. That boy is a genius. Check it out. He's sharp. As a matter of fact, he's smarter than me. Okay, some days. You know, we take turns being smarter than each other. Just depends on what we're talking about. In matters of news and world stuff, nah, Josh got it. You know, you want to hear something about life? You want to hear something about news? You want to know what's going on around the world? Go listen to Josh's podcast. You can do Josh the podcast, or come listen to us on JKWD podcast, and we'll have a conversation, and you'll enjoy that. Now, you want to talk about mindset. You want to talk about getting out of your own way. You want to talk about how to feel better about life. You want to talk about knowing the things, seeing the things, feeling the thing, knowing why you are more special than you think you are. You come talk to me. We have to have a conversation. I can help you with that. So, what about this do it alone thing? What am I saying? You know what? Stop trying to do it alone. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You can't just have anybody try to help you. You can't do that. You can't just go grab anybody. You need to go grab people, collaborate with people, get people to help you who, number one, believe in you and what you are doing. You need to have people who are good at what they do and are better at it than you are when you're trying to do what it is you want them to do. I only know two people on the planet who are good at everything. One of them's name is Brad McLean. We won't talk about Brad because, you know, people building statues to him all over the world. But the boy's a genius and one of my best friends. But there is someone who does what you need done better than you do, and they enjoy it. There is something that you need to do that you hate doing, that somebody else, their eyes just light up when they have a chance to do that. Find them. Give them money. Give them a hug. Whatever you need for them to do what they got to do to keep you from suffering through that drudgery, do it. You need to have somebody working with you who wants you to succeed. They want you to succeed as much as you want you to succeed. Don't get naysayers. Don't try to get somebody to help you put your world together that really doesn't know why you want to do it. I don't know why you want to do that anyway, because, there's enough books out there on that. Really, why we want to do that? We don't do that. No. That's not what you want in your life. But the person who goes, you know what, Kelvin? That's a really good idea, and I can help you do that. And we can be working on this, and you can have this book out by March. That's a subliminal thing to my head, right? March 1st, 2017. Didn't make it for Christmas. Got people mad at me because I lied to them again. I'm not lying to them this time. March. Okay, maybe March 30th. But definitely March. At the latest. Right? My book. You're going to like that. Look for it. Ha ha. Anyway, I've had enough fun with this. I think I've covered this not doing it alone thing enough. And you know what? If you have some ideas on this, write me. podcast@intenselypositive.com. Tell me what you think. We'll talk about it. I'll put it back on the air. If it's really good, who knows? I might interview you. I love to interview people. So if you are interviewable, write me. In the meantime, doing it alone is not all it's cut out to be. It sounds like success would be yours. It sounds like you'll get everything that you need done if you can do it. But you know what? There's not enough time in a day, because not only do you have to do that thing you want to do to get out to the world, but then you have to have your own life. Most of you have families. They want to see you. They want to hear from you. They want to laugh at your bad jokes. They want to see the funny face you make when your child puts food on the table that you don't know what it is, but you're going to eat it anyway. But you need time to do all that stuff too, and not just work. There are people who want to do what you need done and will help you do it. And one of these days, I'm going to put out a list so you can see who those people are. But right now, chances are there are several people who have wanted to help you, who believe in you, who just want to help you get over that last hump that you're not letting help you. You know what? Give them a little test. Find out what it is that somebody else does better than you, that you need done, and let them do it. And then say thank you. There's a lot of ways to say thank you. A lot of ways to say thank you. You can shake hands. You can give money. You can give them credit. You can interview them on a blog post. You can do any number of things, except try to do it all alone. I hereby give that crap up. I am not trying to do nothing anymore. All by myself. Okay, almost nothing. Almost nothing. The world knows, the universe knows, I need some help. Y'all. Universe knows what help I need. Universe is stepping up as we speak. Life is awesome. So you have yourself an awesome day. Stop trying to do everything by yourself. Get some help. Get some people who specialize in what you need done. And I'll see you next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Wow, that was awesome.